Get that trash out of your life. You have legacies to build. We grew that business from 3.4 million to 17.1. Horsepower, not horse shit. You want to be the parent that's an ally. They don't need another friend. Not everybody's cup of whiskey. Toughest advice for the toughest businessmen. Be relentless. Tremendous morning. Michael McLean. Morning after Halloween, we had 200 trick-or-treaters at World Headquarters in town last night. We did some trick-or-treating with our daughter Emery around the neighborhood. Went to see Krista's dad and drove out to my parents' place, which is a busy Halloween stop as well. So we were busy last night. Mom and dad dressed up, full day of Halloween at school, lots of fun. One of my personal values is always to have fun. When I decide to do something, whether it's in my personal life or in my business, there has to be some component of enjoyment. If I purchase a barber shop or if I invent a barber shop, there's several factors. There's 4 factors that have to be part of that decision to take on that challenge. And one of them is fun. Something that nobody talks about anymore. They don't talk about fun anymore. They talk about making $1 million and I got to do this and it's got to, freedom. And I admittedly, I talk about that stuff every day. But I also talk about fun, the importance of fun. You have to enjoy what you do, because to be good at it, you have to work your balls off. And you have to work like an animal to be good at something, to build a company, to win a championship, to get in the best shape of your life. You have to work so hard to make that happen. To building a championship world is about hard work, especially in the first months, the first year. So there has to be some component of fun and joy, and of course passion, obsession are equal fun. So when I decided, I didn't have any interest in the insurance business. So how was I going to do well in the insurance business if every day was going to be a grind? Well, after I learned the business, I gave myself the job that I love the most, which was being the marketing director. I was the chief marketing officer of McLean Insurance for 17 years. I was the guy who made it rain. I was the rainmaker. I signed the paychecks. I tell people I had 2 jobs. I signed the paychecks and I make the cash register ring. I make the phones ring. I made it rain. So really it didn't matter that I was in a stale, dull, and boring business, because I was doing something that I find to be so much fun. Creating content, writing, creating websites, designing flyers, postcards, writing newsletters, thinking up promotions, working on phone scripts, listening to phone calls, all of this stuff, fun for me. Same in the hockey business. I did the 2 or 3 things as far as coaching that I enjoyed. As far as owning my own 2 hockey teams, what was I? I was the chief marketing officer again. So I gave myself that job again that I love, and it's fun. And when it came to coaching, I was the head coach. I was the motivational component, and I let my assistant coaches, they were the coordinators. Like in football, we had an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, a power play coordinator. I let them handle the X's and O's, the systems, how we were going to play with my recommendations, and I was the CEO. I love inspiring. I love getting the kids to set goals. I love talking about missions. I love talking about winning and losing. So that was my job, something that is fun, that I love. So consequently, I worked very hard at those things, and it didn't really seem like work all the time because I was having so much fun. And then another thing, when I take on any challenge, start a company, start a business, work at a charity, take on a fundraiser, whatever it is I'm doing, is I surround myself with people that also like to have fun. I don't want to be around deadbeats, and I refuse to be around deadbeats. I refuse to be around time vampires and energy vampires, and I refuse to be around people that attract negative energy. They're always focused on the negative. The next crisis in their life is just around the corner. The reason it's right around the corner is because that's all they attract into their life. They focus on the negative. They're cell phone junkies. They're social media addicts. They watch the bought and paid for news, and they become slaves to that information. That information is all that's in their mind. So I want nothing to do with those people, whether it's professionally or personally. I want people that are can-do, that are excited about the future. They're excited about their goals. They tell me what books they're reading. They tell me, their dreams, their goals, what their children are doing, what their teenagers are trying to accomplish. They talk about things like they have goals for 3 years, for 10 years. Just really positive, driven, hardworking people. And they like to have fun. They like to have fun. They work hard and they have fun. Even all the great coaches, I remember reading Jimmy Johnson, all of his books when he was coaching the Cowboys, and he took over the 1-15 Cowboys and won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls eventually after rebuilding that mess. And as demanding as Jimmy was, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame head coach in the NFL, and as demanding as he was with, the boys, Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, all these guys, they had fun. The Cowboys had fun. Jimmy's teams always had fun. When he coached in Miami, the Hurricanes, they were brash and they were notorious and they were cocky, but they hardworking, disciplined, and they had fun. And all the great coaches have fun with there's a place for fun where they make it fun. And any of my hockey teams, we're the hardest working team in any league we play in. That's always been a goal of mine. That's always been a standard of mine. What's interesting about that is that I always put a little piece for fun in every practice, a little bit of fun in every game. Winning is fun. You can't have fun if you don't work hard, and you can't win unless you work hard. So I always tell my little Sunday hockey players that, and I tell my power skating kids, and they're a little young to understand that, but I want them to look back when they're teenagers and say, remember what that guy used to tell us? My God, I never understood it. That's the thing about teaching kids is make them adapt. Like put winning language in their head that may come back to them at a different time. Like, at that age, you're just like, they don't know, but it can serve them later on in their life. So I tell my young little kids on Sundays and on Tuesdays when I'm coaching, I say, I tell them that you can't have fun if you don't win. And you can't win if you don't work hard. That's the connection. And if you don't work hard, you don't win. So do you see where that connection is? And when they're older, they'll get that. First of all, you can't have fun at something if you're no good at it. That's a fact. And you can't have fun doing something that you lose at all the time. Losing isn't fun. If I lose, I'm getting sick. You should be sick to your stomach when you lose. So you can't have fun marketing your business if you're no good at it. If you haven't put in the work, you don't know what you're doing, you're losing money, your advertising and promotion isn't working, there's no return. That's not fun. But here's the thing, when you put in the extreme work to learn the skill, whether it's skating, whether it's copywriting, whether it's YouTube ads, whether it's offline, online, how to write a newsletter, and then you get winning results from that. You mail a newsletter every month that gives you a positive return on investment. You build a YouTube channel with a weekly video, and you go from being an amateur to a pro over a couple of years. That's fun. But the whole foundation of that fun was hard work. You can't have fun unless you work hard, and you can't win unless you work hard, and you can't have fun if you don't win. So the two are connected. And that's where great coaches like Jimmy Johnson are demanding son of a bitches. I mean, it's the same in business, like with Bezos and Jobs and Carnegie and Ford. You go through any of these legends, Disney, and those guys were ball busters. I mean, they took the standards of their companies to an all new level. If you worked for those men and women, in some cases, I mean, you were on notice all the time that you're always on probation. And those guys set the tone by their incredible personal work ethic. So they didn't give a fuck about, your kids are sick, so you gotta stay home. They didn't give a shit about anything except your performance. Are you a profitable employee? And are you helping the team win? And if those guys would put in 16 hours a day, they expected their staff to put in 12. And that's what all the greats do. The Bill Parcells, the Bobby Knights, the Bill Belichicks, back in the day, the Scotty Bowmans, any of those guys, just Herb Brooks, Team USA hockey team, just literally 18-hour days for an entire year, getting a bunch of lower pro hockey players ready for the Olympics, where they're supposed to get their asses kicked by the unstoppable powerhouse Soviets. They're supposed to get their asses kicked by the Canadians. They're just supposed to be there. They're supposed to take it and accept their fate, and it's on home ice. It's the Olympics in 1980 in Lake Placid. Here's a team that nobody wants to coach, Herb. Take it. Try not to embarrass the country. Try not to embarrass, Hockey USA, and that you've done your job. And Brooks took that team with incredible work ethic. He put in the systems in place for them to have a chance to win. And as much of a hard ass as Herb Brooks was, I know a couple of guys that played on that team and spent a year with Coach Brooks. And let's just say it wasn't all sunsets and rainbows, but he also had a little bit of fun with the players. He had a stellar, sharp sense of humor, like all great leaders do. So it's got to be fun. Part of it has to be fun, because then you'll be willing to put in the work. So that's, speaking of fun, I want you in my brand new mastermind. It's 12 months. It's coming up. It's called my new World Building Mastermind. It's for 50 elite and generous and driven businessmen like you. And I want you in this mastermind this coming December to next December. If you finally want to stop playing defense, if you're finally ready to stop playing not to lose, then this mastermind is exactly what the surgeon ordered. It's affordable at $9,800. My other one is $50,000. And guys don't even bat an eye at it. That's pocket change because of the return on. What do you care? If you get a 2x, 5x, 10x return on your money, what difference does it matter what something costs? That's top 1% thinking. If you're a businessman who's at the 5 level or 6-figure level, and you finally want to get to that magic $1 million mark per year, then this webinar or this mastermind is exactly what you need. It's 12 months of personal coaching with me every second week. I'm going to take you on a journey over the next 12 months that'll blow your mind. Will absolutely blow your mind. I had my world builders with me for 8 weeks. What I'm talking about here is 52. If you want to finally start living your life and doing business on your own terms, what almost nobody does, they're trapped in their Frankenstein business. If you want to have a marriage that's on fire, you want to, reconnect and create a connection with your children. If you want to get in the best physical and mental health of your life, if you want to improve your time management, everything under the sun, and you want to move from just success to significance, then this mastermind is tailor-made for you. And when you think about it, you're going to be in there with 49 other badass brothers. So, you're going through a tough economy. Things are tough out there. Things are very negative in the world. And here you have a place like a private society where you're immune to all of that. You have me. You have access to me. You have 49 brothers that you can brainstorm with, you can network with, you can ask questions. You become friends for life. Any mastermind I've been in, I've ended up being friends with 80% of the members for life. Just a text away, just an email away, just a phone call away. So it really is the ultimate life preserver for the next 3 years that we're going into. We're going into a thinning of the herd. We're going into winter, and this is normal and expected. It's happened before in history several times. It's not new. And just because Joe Biden or somebody reads a script that says, oh no, we're not in a recession, you need to prepare yourself like never before. But here's the thing. Prepare yourself to dominate and take your life to the next level. Are you kidding me? Who do you think a recession benefits? Who do you think a correction benefits? It benefits the top, 1%ers that look at it and say, okay, I'm going to do the exact opposite of everybody else. I'm not going to hide at home under the bed with my mask on. I'm not going to go in the fetal position like everybody else. I'm not going to be a mental slave and watching CNN all day and hiding at home. I'm going to get on my toes and I'm going to swing for the fences. So over the next 12 months, I'm going to teach you how to intelligently swing for the fences and make 2023 your best personal and professional year ever. Nothing loftier than that. Like, why can't the next year be the best year of your life? Why can't, the next 3 years be the best year of your life? Because some talking head said it can't be? Or somebody in your industry said, oh, well, it can't be? Or somebody told you to go home and hide? Or somebody said, you better just pull up stakes and just batten down the hatches? Like, that's insane. Like, I'm looking at 25xing my business in 2023. My little consulting business here. I'm standing here talking to you on the end of a fucking dock, and I'm going to 25x my business next year. Like, nobody tells me what to do. I make my own economy. I pick my prospects. I pick my clients. I pick my book readers. I pick my newsletter members, and I pick my mastermind members. And I operate in my own planet. That's what world building is. That's what the unique, ancient, lost art of world building is you refuse to participate in normal life. Like, I teach my kid the things that she needs to know. We created a school for Emery. I teach her in hockey. I teach her in skating. My wife, she does her thing. I do my thing. But we literally don't participate in ordinary society. Anything that's negative or any that has zero effect on us because we've built a world. World building means you pick the people that are in your world as a businessman and as a father and as a husband. And anybody that doesn't fit in that world, they got to go. Anything that doesn't, it's got to go. Any food, any drink, any like TV, social media, whatever it is, and it goes. And literally what's happening out there, it's going to have very little effect on me, but my goal is to 25x my business in 2023. My goal for 10 years is to positively impact 1 million men like you. So I'm sorry, but I can't take a timeout because Joe Biden said take a timeout. I can't take a timeout because we have a tomato can running our country here. I can't take a timeout because they're pushing socialism and communism. I can't take a timeout because they said I should be scared. I can't take a timeout because they said that everybody's broke and the money isn't flowing. And I can't take a timeout because they told me to shrink up and to stop living on my own terms. I just refuse to listen to that message. So instead, I take responsibility, 100% responsibility for every result in my life. I'm in control. I'm in control of my success. I'm in control of the results, the wins and losses in my life. And my potential is almost unlimited, just like yours. So I'm going to focus on helping 1 million men. I'm not going to focus on watching the news or listening to social media or listening to whatever Elon Musk puts on fucking Twitter. I don't care. That's his show. That's not my show. I'm going to focus on reading great books. I'm going to focus on getting in the best physical shape of my life. I'm going to focus on copywriting every day for an hour. I'm going to focus on reading and walking. I'm going to focus on prayer. I'm going to focus on my rules, never drinking alcohol, and the foods that I can eat. I'm going to focus on gratitude. I'm going to focus on my goals and my mission. And you know what? I'm going to 25x my business and my life over the next year. And when everybody else is hiding at home in the fetal position, scared, I'm going to be out here just pushing, working, dreaming, inviting, and getting up every day and building my world. And you know what? I'm 100% responsible for every win and loss in my life. If it doesn't work out, it's my fault. If I don't 25x my business this year, it's my fault. If I don't 25x my personal life this year, it's my fault. And the same applies for you. But I'm in 2 masterminds this year. I'm in two masterminds. And they're there to support me. I need that network. I need to be around those people. I need to be around people that make 8 figures a year, or I can't make 8 figures a year. I need to be around people that are going to 10x their life this year and 10x their business, or I can't 10x my life or 10x my business. I can't do it out here at the end of the dock. I can't do it by reading another book. I can't do it by studying a newsletter. I've tried that. That stuff is fantastic for the 1x, for the 2x. But to transform your marriage, your money, your marketing, your relationship with your children, my physical health, my mental health, to transform my thinking and behavior, I've got to be around the best of the best. So I invest in those things. I invest $100,000, to get a return on investment of several million. I invested $30,000 with Bill and Dan years ago so that I could make millions and millions and millions of dollars as a return on investment. And the same is true with my mastermind. Like if you don't 2x your investment of 9,800, you're not attending, you're not doing the work, you're not listening, you're not taking action, because the $9,800, which is chump change for a badass world builder, you should have that back in the first month. And then after that, it should be 1x, 2x, 3x. You should literally be 10xing your world through this mastermind. I'm going to work on your business. We're going to work on your health. We're going to work on your fitness. We're going to work on your marketing. Like, just alone, like, do you want to become a copywriter who can sit down anytime in any economy, write a simple email, press send in 10 minutes, and you make money every single day? Do you want that skill? It doesn't matter what the government says. It doesn't matter what state you live in. It doesn't matter whether it's raining out. It doesn't matter if there's a hurricane or a tornado. You sit down for 10 minutes. You write a simple plain text email like I do every day of my life. You send it to your list, and you make literally hundreds and thousands of dollars every single day. That's it. That's all. Every single day. Would you like that skill? Would that skill be valuable to you? Would that skill bring you peace of mind if things fell apart in the world? That you could still sit down for 10 minutes, write an email to your list, no video required. You don't need to do a video. I'm a maniac. I do these videos, but I don't have to. I could just send you an email. So would that be a skill that leads to peace of mind, knowing that you can take care of your wife, your kids, no matter what, with the press of a button every day, 10 minutes? I'm going to teach that skill, that exact skill, in this world building mastermind. You'll be able to write an email in 10 minutes, press send, and make money every single day after I teach that. I'm not going to teach that anywhere else except in my 2 masterminds. Would you like to be able to create a brand new YouTube channel where you build followers, where you post a video once a week, not once a day? You don't have to be like yours, relentless. 1 video a week will do it. And you start out with hundreds of followers, then thousands of followers. And anytime you shoot a video and you post it, the cash register rings. Doesn't matter what business you're in. You're in a flooring company, you're YouTube. You're a little YouTube celebrity. If you're a pizza guy, pizza celebrity. If you're a contractor, you build a list, you build a following in YouTube with 1 video a week. Okay, I show you how to do it organically. It doesn't cost you a penny. Like, I went from 100 followers to 500 followers just this year. I've only been on there for 7 months. And I went to 1,000 subscribers. Holy shit, 1,000 subscribers every day. Oh my God, 1,500. Oh my God, 2,000. And now I'm at 2,200. 2,200 followers, subscribers for free. Mark Andre, my business partner, posts these videos. I shoot them, he posts them. What do you think when I send a video every day? Do you think the cash registers rings? Do you think I sell books? Do you think I sell newsletters? Do you think I sell masterminds? Do you think I help? Do you think I help hundreds and thousands of people? Yes. So is that a skill that might be valuable to you? Peace of mind. If it is, I'm going to be teaching that exact skill for the first time in my mastermind. My champions will learn it, and my world builders will learn it. But I will not teach that in a locker room. I will not teach that in a newsletter. I will not teach that in a video. I will not teach that in a book. It's something that needs serious study because of the impact. Just that alone pays for your whatever, 9,800. The copywriting, email copywriting, pays for that alone. How about having a skill where no matter what happens in the world, you lose your job, your company crumbles, the world crumbles, you can still sit down and write a sales letter and send the bill to your list. You want a pool? Send the bill to your list. You want a new car? Send the bill to your list. You want a new house? Send the bill to your list. You know what that means? Gary Halbert used to say that. The Beatles used to say that. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney used to say, I just write a swimming pool. I just write a swimming pool. When I want a new swimming pool, I write a new song. When I want a new mansion, I write a new song. When I want a new Lamborghini, I write a song. Do you think that would be valuable, the ability to write a sales letter, a website that actually converts? Like, when I sit down, I write for money. When I sit down, an email, I write for money. When I write a website, I write for money. When I write a sales page, I write for money. When I write a social media post, I write for money. When I design an ad, I write for money. Do you think that would be a third skill I'm going to teach that would be valuable for you? To be able to write copy online and offline, anytime, under any circumstances, and bring you money every day, anytime you want, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever. I'm going to be teaching that to my champions at $50,000. I'm going to be teaching it to the guys in world building. So if you want those kind of skills in your life in 2023 and beyond, and once I teach that, you have it for life. You can teach it to your kids. You can teach it to your staff. You can teach it to your wife, your secret weapon. And what's great about masterminds is you get to bring one guest with you, right? So you, like Krista's always been a part of my masterminds. Maybe it's your office manager. Maybe it's your son who's turned 20. Maybe it's your daughter who's 18 or 20 or 25. Can you imagine the impact of them being part of a mastermind and taking it seriously for the next year? The impact on not just you, not just your business, but maybe your marriage. You invite your wife to be part of it. You invite your adult children to be part of it. You invite your COO to be part of it. You invite your executive assistant to be part of it. Like this is what you can also serve others at the same time. Every mastermind, so that not only do you get to attend the trainings for a year, you get one person. And that person needs to be somebody that's serious in your life, that's going to be working and supporting you. And you have lifetime access to everything that we create. So I put it all in the online locker room, and you have access to that to the day you die. I'll never take it down. And it's not big tech, so I've controlled that. They're not going to cancel it. So all the teachings I do over the 12 months, the interviews with the celebrities, the trainings I do every second Wednesday, all of it, every post, it's there forever. So when your children get older, you can say, hey, check out the locker room. I went through that mastermind for a year. Or you can keep going back to it. And there'll be activity in there because of the other 49 brothers. You post something, well, you're probably going to get a response. And you can keep that active if you want, because I'll just be continually doing the mastermind year after year. But all of that information and knowledge in there, you can go in there anytime. You can share it with your kids. You can share it with your family. You can share it with your key employees. It's never going anywhere. You have lifetime access. You miss a training, it's recorded. You miss an interview, it's recorded. It's all there for you, and it never goes away. If that's not worth $9,800, I don't know what is. Maybe you want to learn this all yourself, or maybe you're just not a serious businessman. Maybe you're not a serious husband. Maybe you're not a serious father. Maybe you're not a serious person. There's a lot of not serious people around. Make sure that you're investing in your family and your business this year. Finally build the world that you never need to escape from. Finally build the world you never, ever, ever need to vacation from. That's the goal. Remember to hug and kiss your children. The most important people in your life are right in front of you every single day. They walk amongst us, and make sure they understand how much you love them, how much you respect them, and how much you have their back. I don't care if you have to open up a bedroom door and stick your head in and stick your nose in your teenager's business. Your nose should be in their fucking business. You should know who they're talking to. You should know who their friends are. You should know who their allies are. You should know who their enemies are. You should know what makes them unhappy. You should know what makes them happy. You should know what they're watching. You should know, you should be checking their phone. Just on and on. You should be sticking your nose in their business. A badass lion sticks his nose in his children's business. You're not there to be their BFF. You are there to be a pain in the ass. A great father and a great mother are pains in the ass. They are not their best friend bullshit. That's new age child neglect parenting. Here's a phone, go away. That's child neglect. And if that's you, you're a chicken shit coward of a parent. A real lion, a real badass, a real king stands up and sticks his nose in his children's business so that he's there to make sure when there's a problem, when there's a threat, when there's anybody that's going to harm their child, their teenager, their adult child, that you're there. That's the lion. That's the badass. And if you're so sedated and you're so checked out and you're one of these cell phone junkies, then shame on you. Your number one job is to protect your children. I don't care what age they are. I don't care if they're 22 or they're 12. Your number one job as a badass king is to protect your children, to raise them and to protect them into adulthood. If you're neglecting that job, shame on you. You don't belong anywhere near me. You don't belong on my list. You don't belong anywhere watching my videos. Get the hell out of my world. I want nothing to do with cowards. I want nothing to do with coward mums. I want nothing to do with coward fathers. I want nothing to do with coward badass because you're not a badass. The opposite, the shameful, the opposite of a badass is a coward. 99% of the people in this world, cowards. Follow the crowd, coward, afraid. Well, you know, everybody else is doing it, so I'll do it. Cowardice, cowardice. Nothing more pathetic and shameful. And that's what my new mastermind is about, is pounding that, any of that shit that you have in you, out of you mentally. Getting rid of that, getting you back to being the father, the husband, the community leader, and the person who's going to make an impact. Being a badass is the opposite of being a coward, a 99% quiet desperation coward. So screw it on straight and stick your nose in your kid's business. Know what's going on. Talk to your wife every single day. And put the phone away so you're actually present. If you're sitting there and you're on a phone, you know what you're saying to your wife and your children? You're saying whatever's in that phone is more important than them. And fucking shame on you if that's happening. Shame on you if that's happening. Shame on you if you become a slave to big tech. Shame on you if you become a slave to the garbage and the cancer and the toxicity that's in your phone. That is weakness. That is weakness, the opposite of being a badass. Remember, 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that will change your life. Be relentless.